He's been on what, the BET Awards?
Man, this BET, I got Good Morning America coming up.
Good Morning America. Wake up early as shit too, because you be texting me sometimes about something we've been talking about at like 7:30 in the morning.
I stayed up all night.
On like a Saturday, allegedly.
Yeah. We got sauce, man. You a black man in the heart, baby. You white chocolate with it. And I love you so much. Got 700 text messages in my phone now, and I panic. To maintain these relationships with my friends.
Did try to box me to water parking lot one time over
kindness.
disagreement. With kindness. That's why I was like, dang, I don't.
I said it though. How did I say
it's
it?
Also,
he asked me super politely to box him so we could squash this, and I was like, look, I'm about to get beat up and feel bad at the same time. Give me a set of boxing.
Corey,
like, can we just squash this a different way?
Who gives you gloves, bro? I was like, hey man, I'm really upset.
Corey, that's
you're gonna have to get these ones. Got to hang out with Jelly Roll people. Got to hang out and meet Morgan Wallen's vocal coach.
For that. Fuck you. Well, thanks to that whole thing, the FBI is going to be watching this podcast.
Oh, 100%. They going to hate me.
Start watching it. Yeah, all right, now we all cool again. Everything's fine. I didn't even know that was a diss track when I listened to it.
Let's get this track.
I'm going to shoot Josh in the foot with the ball. Y'all. Thank y'all for joining us for another episode of True Talk. Josh Trainer House.
I've been drinking whiskey tonight. Lost my job, can't pay the light. In the morning I'll be alright. 'Cause I've been drinking whiskey all night. I said,
thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Truth, Tall Tales, and Whiskey. We got my dog out here, Don Lewis.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me once again. Third time's a charm. Hopefully we get it right.
Third time's a charm. He's been in here a few times. He did some badass shit from the start. And now, the last time, the shit he just recorded with us, I can't wait for y'all to see it. Because, God, this man been working. He's been on what, the BET Awards?
Man, this is BET. I got Good Morning America coming up.
Good Morning
this week.
America.
I ain't never been to New York, boys. I'm from Cumbie, Texas. So, like, I can't fathom, as much traveling as we're getting to do as people out here on the East Texas scene. It's amazing. God is good all the time.
Last interview we had with you, I said you're the hardest working musician I know.
Yeah, because then nobody want to give me nothing. Then nobody want to give me nothing. First one actually gave me something. Mr. Zach Romo. Look, he's getting to open up with me as a brother. Coat of arms. And then I got all these people in the room that we have beautiful relationships with. I remember playing at in Rockwall with Mr. Matt Insland. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, Siren Rock.
Siren Rock.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So everybody in here I have a story with, man. And I hope the ones that we do have together have been nothing but brotherhood and love for sure, because I appreciate y'all more than you know.
Most definitely, bro. You already know, man.
Absolutely.
Right after the Siren Rock thing, the Siren Rock thing was like one of the first things you did with the guitar, right?
Yeah, I just started,
Because there was a venue that said they didn't book rap artists, and like 2 weeks later you was playing half of your songs you already had out with a guitar.
You gotta want it bad enough. I remember, doing the rap scene in the beginning, and then going into Sojo, and they said, "What you got?" Well, I got this one guitar player. He was a metal guitar player, Mr. Dustin Driver. I actually need to hit him up. I'll probably hit him up tomorrow.
Hey, that's a bad man right there.
He was a bad man. He showed me a few of the chords, and then I could download the guitar tabs, and I wanted it. I saw all these people out here who weren't respecting or give me the attention I didn't deserve. You don't deserve nothing coming in this, so you got to earn it. But I've always been given the cold shoulder for some reason, and it might be because my smile's so friendly, I guess.
Hey, it's because you're big, handsome, and confident. That's why.
That's what it is. It's tough because you work hard for your confidence every day. We all go to work as a man, and then if you don't make it make sense, who's gonna make them bills happen for you? Because we can't go ask mama, can't go ask daddy to take care of your responsibilities for you. But
Yep.
when you start looking good, they don't like showing love to it.
You remember, Don, that first episode we did, bro? We jammed out.
Dog, you're so talented, man.
But,
Definitely everybody in this room's so talented, and we all got our own thing.
Bro.
But Matt, me and you, we got that sauce, baby.
Yeah, man. That's a fact. Well, man, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. It's like that spicy mayo them white men be saying, right? And we got sauce, Matt. You a black man in the heart, baby. You white chocolate with it, and I love you so much, brother. You're a good friend.
That's the most seasoned white man I know right there.
You, man.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, going where you've been already to this point, what local shows was that moment when you knew you could take it to that bigger level?
Oh, I already know this.
I mean, it was probably Zach Romo. Would you be the first one that gave me the opportunity? I said, man, hey, look, I don't play the guitar yet. I think the first one we did at Sideways, I was still just I had Dustin playing the guitar and I was just singing. Now I feel confident enough to sit there and I could be the rhythm or the lead, but
I think you had a guitar that night. You just had to turn down a little bit. You had,
I'm not I wasn't confident. You know how it
hey,
is.
but you had your point to prove.
Exactly. And then now Mr. Romo's going to be opening up for me, full circle moment, which a couple of us have had in here. And it just feels so good to, you know, see the grind. And some people have been doing this for 10 to 15 years. I started 2020. And look at what, you know, the rooms that I've gotten to walk into. And I can't give anything but give it to God because I've had friends, and they're still friends with me because I love them. And hopefully one day we get past it, have called me lucky. So how much things do I need to consistently do in front of you for you to say, like, what this guy is doing is a blessing. This man isn't luck walking in anywhere. You don't just get these opportunities to happen for you. You don't get on Good Morning America. You don't make it to the BET Awards as a country musician ever, first one to get to do these things. So I don't let nobody kill my confidence no more. And it's not that I was cocky. It's like, bro, I've worked for it. It'd be like if you're a welder and your beads look good, as we were talking about outside.
Yeah,
you worked hard for them beads, man. You put them hours in. I put them hours in. I got uncomfortable. I went lonely. I went broke. I did all those things. I gave away. I served. And now I'm starting to see it show up at my door, and guys like, oh, it's your time. I swear to God, it's my time.
Yeah, that word lucky when it comes to like the way that you've navigated this thing you've been doing, it's crazy to say because like I said during the last episode, I was like, you're the hardest working musician I know. You wake up every morning early. I know you wake up early as shit too because you be texting me sometimes about something we've been talking about at like 7:30 in the morning.
I stayed up all night
on like a Saturday, allegedly.
Yeah,
but that word lucky's crazy because, like I said last time, you're the hardest working musician I know. You wake up early, you do your devotional,
absolutely.
Go to the gym, and then you go to work immediately. Correct?
Absolutely. And since I've done those three things, like look what I've gotten to do. It went from working at the sawmill out there in Malvern, Arkansas, and busting my ass at, you know, I went from the morning shift of cleanup to doing 5:30 to 6 a.m. every night, 6 days a week, unless you got the Saturday off because day shift had to go do the maintenance and do the oil and the greasing. To now I just want to wake up at 8 to 9 a.m., go ahead and like, hey, God, you know, I got 700 text messages in my phone now, and I panic. To maintain these relationships with my friends, and I don't ever want nobody to think that I'm thinking that I'm better than nobody, but dude, it's tough to try to like, hey man, I'm really thinking about you today, and if this is the only text you get from me, just realize like you crossed my mind and the Lord was on my heart as I was doing my devotional over Proverbs, and it said for me and my wisdom, you know, to give it to other people, and it said for me to show this kind of love and show this agape kind of love, and it comes from, you know, his understanding, his grace, his love, his joy, his happiness, the ability to be more Christ-like, the ability to have discernment. I've been praying for obedience. I've been praying for my temptation because he's about to show up at my table, and I'm always putting him on my platform, not because I'm better than nobody, and I don't ever try to pull the plank out of my own eye for the, you know, the speck that's in yours, but he saved my life, dog. You saw where I was 3 years ago. I was struggling. I was tepid with it. Now I'm like, I ain't perfect, but I've been practicing it like wildfire, and it's burning up.
It's working to your advantage. Like that conversation we had earlier, we ain't gonna put on fucking cameras. But 3 weeks ago, it happens, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows up everywhere. People think that you can have to go to church to, you know, have this Holy Spirit feeling. As long as there's 3 people in the room, we got a congregation. All you gotta do is bring up any time where you're like, man, I was unsure about something. Well, I don't lean on my own understanding. I lean on his. And when I started doing that, more blessings, more things, more responsibilities, because I handled the small things, which was my 3 daily responsibilities that you brought up daily.
Yes, sir.
I stayed on that stuff, and it sucks because we get hated on no matter what. But if everybody likes you, you're probably a pussy-ass beta for being real, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Dude, sounds like that. Going along with hard work like crazy, being the best person you can be every day starts to pay off. At first, it didn't feel like it was going to pay off, though, did it? Because I've known you for a while.
We cried. I cried to ex-girlfriends. I remember, like, you know, going to show love to people. And I would sit there and be like, why don't they, you know, show love like how I do? It's not like I don't want to be good. And I'm hearing my music and I'm hearing what's out and what's considered quote-unquote hot. And I'm like, I think we sound just as good. I can't say better because better is subjective, especially in the music scene. But nobody was showing love to it. And then the right people started showing love to it because I just kept posting every day. I kept getting uncomfortable. I kept showing up and playing for free.
Kept being solid to people that was hating on you and being nice, turning the other cheek.
And it's not like the thought of my mind of you could get revenge, but what is, you know, if you throw gasoline on fire every time, that fire only going to get bigger. So I was like, man, let me walk away from that fire and let it dead out. Let me come back the same way and just sit beside it. And then it started getting lower and lower on everybody and then realized, oh, shit, you know, maybe we had a miscommunication, LOC, lack of communication. Maybe we had a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And then I've done saved a bunch of friendships. I've done saved a bunch of relationships with people. I've done walked up on people about to pretty much break up as male-to-male friends and be like, why y'all arguing to each other? How many times are you supposed to forgive your brother?
You did try to box me in a Sweetwater parking lot one time over
With
a
kindness.
disagreement. With kindness. That's why I was like, damn, I don't.
I said it, though. How did I say
It's
it?
also
He asked me super politely to box him so we could squash this, and I was like, look, I'm about to get beat up and feel bad at the same time.
but
you twice
friends,
my size.
Corey, friends can do that. It's different than a stranger in a bar. You know what I mean?
I used to go to the gym. I don't anymore. You see this dude right here, bro?
I know.
He tried to hand me a set of boxing gloves.
Corey.
Like, can we just squash
I
this
even
a
gave
different
you
way?
Who gives you gloves, bro? I was like, hey, man, I'm really upset. with
Corey,
you right now.
that's-
You're going to have to get these ones real fast.
Like, look. I mean, I handle up on my
I know
business.
you
when
do. You
I handle up
solid.
on my business when it comes to shit like that. But how politely you asked me to do it so we can squash
know.
the beef. I was like, dog, can we not do this?
But John,
That's kind of
John,
scary, man. That's
John,
kinda
your
scary.
your politeness, because I've seen you do the polite thing, is still pretty intimidating, dude. I'm gonna say that.
He might
So,
try to scare him, but
You
he's
can
not
do
gonna
that.
beat up a skater boy.
I feel like, as
you're in a bad mood and you don't know who he is at all, and he comes up, he's like the nicest dude you've ever met, and you're like, well, I was gonna be a dick to him because I had a bad day, but like, what's up, man? How you doing? Bro?
if I did
How's your
that,
day
if I
going?
did that as a small guy, somebody would be like, "This was just does not want to fight me." But if
Got
you do it,
you. I was
you
like,
know?
bro, no matter what, even if you win, our knees are gonna be hurting, our back's gonna be, we getting old. I don't feel like putting my hands on nobody. Son, we gonna get hurt.
I'm gonna remember
fuck
that.
my whole knuckle up. And
I'm
I
gonna
gotta play the
remember
guitar
that.
in the morning. I gotta play the guitar tomorrow. So it's not like even if you did win, I promise you, you're gonna ACL gonna be fucked up after we start fucking with each other.
well, I'm gonna
You'll
say
walk
this
away hurting for 3
this
months.
same thing, and then I'm gonna text you at 7 a.m. since I know you wake up, and be like, "Hey, man, this is how this worked out."
100%. That's how it goes. So when you started doing that, I've done turned people away who they were so angry coming, or just, we're all trying to make it. Some people just ain't happy with themselves, and I pull up smiling, looking big, and they think shit's sweet, and then they say real off the wall kind of stuff to me. And I was like, well, man, I'm trying to make it just like you. I'm your brother. You went working hard today? Shit, me too. And he's sitting there trying to hate more. Well, I was like, no, I still love you. He's like, okay. And then he walks away, comes bring me a beer, and it's just dead. He dead. You killed that immediately. He's like, there was no need for none of that. We gotta be more patient to other people. And it sucks because there'll be times where, you feel like you're getting disrespected or slapped in the face. And I've been both numerous of times, and I just perk up and just keep smiling through it. Not because you're not annoyed, and that's feelings are right for us to feel, but it's how you react to everything. I watch my tongue. I'm quick to listen. I'm slow to speak. And since I've started, doing that, it's been nothing but grace for me.
Hey, side note, I would have got your ass if you would have been so polite that night.
Yeah, you would.
He just
So-
said, "Yeah, you would
I
have."
was gonna take that body. I wasn't gonna touch your face. I was gonna let you be pretty.
Motherfucker, I already know. I already know you had fight training and all that shit. I can handle my own, but I
I know
ain't
you
fight
can.
nobody training shit. I probably would have hit your ass. You'd be like, all right,
That's
just
sweet.
apologize.
That's-
Just apologize right now.
That's sweet.
So
I
Don,
wouldn't have hit your ass. I'm pretty sure I handed you the gloves back and we hugged.
Yeah.
hey, it
You
was
good with your
fun.
words that night.
It was fun chopping it up about that. But let's talk about all of what brought us all together is the music.
The music, babe. My music and me.
What's next?
This was a build up to
God, I got an album coming out, guys, that I've been I made the first man invest in me, Mr. Michael Welch. Remember, he saved me from that contract that I was in of a guy just screwing me over, sidelining me because he said I wasn't ready. And then we got into the country scene, and I learned how to play the guitar like we were saying. And since then, I've walked in the room, got to hang out with Jelly Roll's people, got to hang out and meet Morgan Wallen's vocal coach, and he's one of my friends now. And he straight up told me Morgan's great. And I think it's time for, somebody else to come in and give some love to the scene of music. And I really do believe it's mine. And the When I'm Gone song that we played at the beginning, the one that once you get to hear the production behind it, he did all that. And he made me sound sweeter than pie, man. I sounded so good on it. But this music's been amazing. We got the Liquor Talking album coming out on Friday. Got Silver Saloon coming out on Saturday. Thursday, I'm Good Morning America's flying right from New York back to Nashville to go play at the Exit Inn, which is a legendary establishment. I've never been to any one of these places, but once again, like I said, this ain't luck, man. We've been grinding our ass off for this shit. And I'm
Sir.
excited for it. I'm about to get back so much after all this.
It was our whole last conversation was a perfect build up to that exact thing you just said right there. That was cool as hell. So how's the journey been going from music you started playing when it was like a jazzy blues / hip hop type R&B type everything? It was a big mix of all of it, right? And I remember you said that at first. You said I don't fit into a genre,
I can't. It's,
and then there was that stuck you moment where you learn and you change the shit up a little bit, and now it seems like you really enjoy this a lot more. You never thought you'd be playing country music like this, right?
Well, I've made it my country music. You know, there
Exactly.
was certain music that I just felt was so bland chicken, as we brought up a few times. Like, there's a lot of good writers, and then there's good singers that are terrible writers, and I wanted to sound good and write good. And I got into the room with the right people, and I've learned how to quote unquote mainstream myself to where the song just lands from the verse to the bridge. You're like, gosh, damn, that's a full repeat cycle of how this song just bleeds into each other. It's wavy.
You
Trying
took
to make
that.
hips in the music, man.
You took that and you smooth talked your soul right into the shit.
Exactly. And when I started doing that, I was like, they gonna have to feel me because I'm over here listening to, you know, everybody else underneath the moon, and I'm cynical in the sense of you can't feed me shit and expect me to say it's flowers, is what I like to say. But I don't, just because I make a song don't mean I'm impressed with myself. If that song doesn't land well to me, I'm not gonna tell myself this is great, this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But when it makes me start moving and I get to chill and I get myself chilly willies, I'm like, oh, at least if 10% like me and I know I'm more likable to 10%, I'm gonna win. That's all I need to do.
Yeah, I know when you're happy with one that you're working on, because then I get a little MP3 file sent to my phone at 2:00 in the morning on a Wednesday or some shit. You're like, hey, check
Just a
this
rough
out.
cut.
Check
Just
this
a
out.
rough cut. No auto-tune. Let me know what you think about this. Feel my words, baby.
If the label watches this, that's allegedly he sends me
Yeah.
things.
It's going down.
He's like, all right, nobody in the label's on my TikTok live right now.
Huh? Oh, dude, I know. It's going down though. Do you have we got the rough cut? That's all that matters. How many vocal notes do y'all think you have in your phone from just like songs you've three quarters finished and just like, come back, finish.
Thousands.
Dude,
I have a few hundred. I'm so serious.
I'm not even a musician. I got like 40 of them.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be
So,
sad one night. I'd be like, this sounds good in my head.
I just be
Write it down.
laying in my little beanbag sometimes and just start.
I got a shared note with you
kind of
too.
melody, but like, I gotta write that down. I should sing that later on. That's just how it goes.
Yes, bro,
Those are
all the
things.
time.
Oh, exactly. You just
I
have
text
to.
myself so many times throughout the
Colby. He's not here right now, but I always text Colby and be like, write this idea down. Or I text my manager, Mike. He was like, what'd you text me? That's a song title, maybe. Just a song title.
Dude, sometimes I'll text myself and I'll even say like what song I was listening to when I heard it so I can try to just revisit that fully, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Try to just pick up where
That
you know,
one
pick
thing
up
that
on
was
that
stuck in your
idea.
head. That one thing that was stuck in your head about it.
What's
Yeah,
the,
all the time.
What do
All
y'all
the
what do
time.
y'all think the goal is for this music thing, man? I'm like, we like money. Everybody wants to eventually make money for their craft and what it is. I like paying my bills, playing my guitar. What do you feel as, you know, we've gotten better throughout the years on the, you know, instrumental wise, musician wise, entertainment wise has been the goal for you, the relationships that you built from the fans that they show up from Matt Insland, a bad motherfucker. Or Martin Antonio got some of the best songwriting I done heard. Oh, Dakota Ritter out there, sweet as pie, man. But he shows up everywhere and he's always so kind. It's like, what has been y'all's thing that has made you believe this is what the music's for, in your opinion?
Damn, he just hyped everybody up in the room.
I
and
think
sang.
that's a Martin answer.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think music's so personal that when I write a song, it's more of a let me see what people will feel. Like it's like a feeler.
Yeah.
There, you know, I don't know. So I wanted to compliment you for one on your guitar playing. I've watched you come in. This is your third time now, and I've watched you fucking progressively just get better at playing and songwriting. So you started like crafting some really cool stuff. And I don't know. I mean, like, it's the same thing. What motivates you to do that? Why do you do that? It's the same question to us. Like, what do we want out of music? It's the same thing for you. I mean, you want to be taken seriously. You want to touch people's lives. You maybe want to help. Maybe you can hit that next level that obviously you're trying to hit where you're big. And now you have like the resources to really like bring up the community like you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
It's all kind of the same, but everybody's individual goal is different. You know?
Yeah, and it's definitely changed for me over the past few years, you know, since I've started. My outlook was totally different. When I first started, I thought, you know, some guy in a bar was just gonna be like, damn, this dude's different. I'm gonna throw $100,000 at him.
Yeah.
Go record an album, you know. It don't fucking work like that. Like we fantasize and we, you know, the making it thing, you know what I mean? And you know, dude, for me, the only thing I know is I want to be established as a musician and I want to make the music that I like to make because music is personal. For me, I'm very selfish with my music.
Yeah.
I want to put my music out there. If people don't like it, oh well. But you know, one of the biggest things I've learned along my journey is one of the best things about music is when you're just playing a show and you might not even be having a great show. You might have been bummed out before you got there, but somebody comes up to you after and they're like, dude, I just want you to know that like you helped me, man. Like sometimes we talk people off the ledge with music, and that shit is real, dude. When people come and share that with you after, you're like, this is why I do it.
That's why
we're giving back. It's
That
a
is
universal, it's a spiritual thing, and it's a universal language that everybody speaks. So it's very cool to, you know, see that, you know, on your journey. I think as a musician, that's one of the most special things.
That is
No matter what you're trying to do.
Both of y'all just hit the nail on the fucking head right there with both of that. Just serving people. It's like, how can I make it still about me? And then relate to you, be like, hey man, different shoes, but same journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, my boots walking a different path, but you know, I've been through my own suffering, my own struggles, and I want you to know, like, I had that on air song, which is about I'm standing close to this, thought about, you know, Xing out, turning it off the hard way. But you know, I've had certain people come up to me and say, man, I was struggling with addiction. Man, I was struggling with this and that. And because, you know, I heard that one, is that song out? Can you just send that to me? 1 out of 1,500 people. I was like,
yeah.
Let me stop talking to everybody else, give you 20 seconds of my time, a little bit more, so I can airdrop you this song real fast. Thank you for listening to me, because when I was going through, you know, my pain and my affliction, this song helped me out. I said these words. I got way less from the hypersexualized music, from, you know, putting nonsense on and, you know, just putting myself on. Not trying to sound hard, bro, but trying to sound like a grown-ass man. Trying to let people know, like, I got responsibilities. I got people that depend on me.
Yeah.
And I need my music to reflect who I want to be as a person.
Yeah. Well, there's like maturity in music, man. I've done that too, bro.
We've all grown up. Absolutely.
Where I started out, you know, every musician battles the ego problems and stuff, but you learn to.
And hallucinogenics will help you with that. You gotta go ahead and drop some of them, man. They'll slap you on the dick and make you bitch. That's what it is.
Man, I did.
Nobody does that around here.
Allegedly.
So I did have a question for you real quick, Don. This is kind of like specific, but I will say one of my favorite songs of yours all time is Sweetheart. Okay. From back in the day.
Oh shit.
So I think about, you know, my songs and I wonder, are there any songs that you plan on like remastering
That is
one
one
day?
You know that's one.
Yeah, bro.
It's
That's
so beautiful. Woo. I actually rewrote it a little bit and made it a little funkier for me because I don't have Dustin Driver on the way that we used to sing it, and it was more rocky. But now I put my funk blues on there, and it rides like peanut butter smooth, man. It's so honey sweet. I love it,
dude. I can't wait to hear it, man.
We'll play it after we get done with the podcast.
Hell yeah.
And it's we need more sweet music. I've been trying to figure out, and eventually I'm gonna drop a gospel album. I have some friends in my band that play for the church, and they always tell me all the time, you know, I like gospel music, but some of it's kind of soft. And I was thinking to myself, so Tough Pill to Swallows and the When I'm Gone song, that's a Christian song, bro. That's a Christian song. When I'm gone, don't y'all forget me. Save your tears and spread my memory. You know, when I'm back home, don't forget me when I'm gone. That's real stuff. That's about how can I make death sound romantic? How can I romanticize poverty and pain and make it sound like something that you're just like, damn, bro, what is he talking about right now? Oh, shit, he talking about heaven.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he talking about having a stiff whiskey in between paradise, and he's talking about fishing up there in heaven. You don't think God got fishing poles for me? I'm gonna be up there casting lines. I'll have a good time.
Hell yeah. I remember you talking about that from the beginning, man. Making pain and poverty,
sound romantic.
Yeah, man.
How do you make it sound romantic? That's a beautiful thing. We all going through suffering. We all struggle in different ways. Bills may not get paid on time. I quit worrying though, because I know that's idol worship for the devil, and I just started casting all that nonsense on God. So I started doing that, bro. He's been blessing my pockets 100%. Every day is that I go negative sometimes, and it's not even because I spend it; it's because I give it.
Yeah,
that be the worst
I love
part.
it, man. That's real. That's
100%.
real, man. That's what it takes. Well,
go ahead and give me everything you got. I do.
Oh no. I mean, that's all I had, bro. Yeah, that's all I had, man.
Give me everything you got, and if you do it, you're gonna be blessed beyond measure. And I started doing it.
Most definitely.
Every time I need it, he shows up.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely. Well, man, that's also something about you that, like, from the jump, dude, and people might not have noticed it, but you have always given back, man. I think you started out giving, you know, more than you got, you know, for a long time, and people don't realize that, like, that's what it takes, you know, making the sacrifices. But that's not a sacrifice, you know, but
not when you're not doing it for the reward. You're breaking bread because you're trying to, like I said, I try to be more Christ-like with it at the end of the day. It's not because for the gain of me, even though that's terrible. I know he's going to take care of me, which is a beautiful thing, which is blind faith, because you could be like, why would you do that stupid thing, Don? You know these people are just trying to use you, and you go give him to the beggar, he never going to know how to stop begging.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, he wouldn't have, if he didn't have the gall, he wouldn't have came up to me at the time, right on the time, and I had it in my pocket at that time to give it to him. I don't let my right hand know what my left hand's doing. I just give it straight out.
Yep.
And I know it's gonna come right back to me full circle, maybe 20 times fold.
That's
Yeah. That's real, dude.
That's a testament. I mean, of how hard you worked since you started. Y'all remember the first time y'all saw D on the news?
Yeah, I remember.
You was out there busking by yourself in Deep Ellum,
right? Yeah, Deep Ellum. Yeah.
Took the cash you got and walked up and down Main Street right there off Deep Ellum and up and fed the homeless with the money you got busking, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, a news crew showed up, right?
Money gonna come, man. All these worldly things that we so impressed by, which mean absolutely nothing that you can't take to the grave with you. What would you rather have? A good name for respect? So like, either way, if I get all the way to heaven, the guy like, well, what did you do for me? Man, I put people on your name. And then I made people believe again. I made people try. You helped me make people believe again. Let me not be so selfish. When I saw you come save my life, I noticed that when I started doing those things, I had other people, even if they was afflicted, even if they was piece of shits, they was practicing to try to do better. And that's the first thing we can do as men is try to be better and be more Christ-like. As soon as I started doing that, my son started praying for wisdom. I seen my baby mama start getting a little nicer because I killed him with kindness. It's because not that I couldn't go off angrily, because we all have some stuff that goes down with our baby mamas that don't make you want to smile sometimes. But you gotta
Shout out my boy Frank.
you gotta maintain that stuff, man. And this is what we call to do. And our music, like I said, it helps people walk off that ledge. It helps people maybe want to start writing songs. I don't have time unless it's with y'all to be like, I'm not gonna write a song with you, bro. Not that I don't love you, but you also got to go do your own journey before we get to this milestone of progression of me sitting in a room with you for 3 hours at a time and banging out a song, because it takes about 3 hours, in my opinion, to get a good song. But how long would you say it takes for you to write a banger, Martin? A couple days, or is it the hours?
It depends. It varies. Like
with boys,
sometimes they come to
Dog.
you. I mean, sometimes they take
You're right.
days, weeks,
You're right.
months.
Martin played a song one night when we didn't have anybody out here to interview that you wrote like 8 years ago or some shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, the only person that's heard this is Jameson. I want to see if y'all like it.
Songwriting motherfucker right here.
I don't think any of us said a word for like a minute after he finished recording it, because we were like, what the hell was that? And we were speechless. 10 years or 30 minutes. They don't.
It's got a
Song
story.
comes
Well, on the subject of songwriting, what would you? So a new songwriter that may be on your TikTok or something right now, like looking into getting into this. They feel like they have a gift of songwriting or a voice, or like they play the guitar. What advice would you give to them trying to break into this industry right now?
Don't try to be nobody else but you. Your story is going to reflect or relate to somebody out there. Everybody's closer to relation to what we think we are. You might be over there trying to be the next Morgan Wallen. Why? Morgan Wallen already there. Like, what did you do personally for your journey? Mine was, I worked in Cumbie, Texas with my pops. I went to go work at a sawmill. I did the farm work. I did all that nonsense. Came back and I loved an ideology of rap, and then they told me I couldn't do country. Don't tell me what I can't do. Take whatever you have in your pain and make it subjectively your story. Learn vowels, learn alliteration, read a little bit more, look for better words so you're not just rhyming trucking up and all that kind of stuff. It's like you want to stand out of the box, but you also want to be inside of it enough to people thinking like, this is, for some reason, I could tell this is mainstream, and I hate saying that word mainstream, but it lands so well in the sense of, but that's Martin Antonio. This feels like it should be radio friendly, radio big, but I know for sure like that's his voice. You should sound like you when you do these things. So if you were going to be a songwriter, don't be nobody else. Go in there and tell your story. And if it relates to Morgan Wallen's story, that's fine. Emulate certain people's things, but don't just steal, copycat, dick ride, do those things. Like, be you, man, because we can't be it's too expensive to be anybody else.
I got you.
Intermission. Quick intermission.
We can spend a night in Buckle, mine and yours, we're made for scuffing. There's no hiding that we're up to something, it ain't my first rodeo. And we got all night to prove that we don't need this music for me to wanna hold you close. We can turn this nothing into something if we spend a night in Buckle. baby, take my hand, follow my lead. Sway 2 steps to your left, then right back into me. You're a rebel in some spurs, a diamond in the dirt, a neon angel sent down.
We handled it quick.
People love honesty. I mean, it's a real thing. And that's why there's a resurgence of good songwriters too that are storytellers and honest people like your Zach Bryans and, Chris Stapleton, Jason Isbell, people like that, if you're being you're being genuine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing,
That's
right?
the hardest part, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Telling you, like, you don't want to be a people pleaser, and you can't make everybody like you, but you also do not try to step on toes enough to piss you off. But eventually you have to tell yourself, hey, man, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't know me and you're over here hating. And if you really hate me, that's what I try to tell people all the time. Why don't you come to one of these homeless drives? Why don't you come to one of these fire department water drives? Why don't you come to the Toys for Tots that we do in July over there, or the Toys and Tots that we do in Christmas time? It's like you're over here hating on something that, and all you are is a consumer. Everybody's a gosh damn Twitter warrior, keyboard warrior. It is so tough because in person, softer than
Yeah.
water, baby. It's just soft. They tepid, very tepid. But it's okay. The smartphone has made people maniacs, and it's terrible to say that. But when I hang around people who actually are trying to work for something in their lives, the artists, the people who are, grinding, it is what it is. It's never hate between one another as long as you keep it humble and don't go in there and be saying, like, I'm cock of the walk and y'all ain't shit. Absolutely not. But I only I'm looking for the love of my fellow artists, the one or the grind. It doesn't have to be an artist. It could be someone who's working for a business, someone who's trying to be a dad, someone who's grinding so hard for anything personal, because a real man will not hate on another one who's trying to make it, because we all, like I said, are just trying to make
It's
it.
the same race.
Absolutely.
Everybody's in the same race.
Same to the hole, baby.
Yeah.
Going in the same hole as me, man. Be kind. You better be kind all the way down.
Yeah.
And to support that the way you said, if somebody's hating you, like, show up to one of these food drives, show up, do this. I'm pretty sure you was doing that shit in the middle of summer, right? In downtown Dallas?
Sweating my ass off.
Yo, big ass out there busking and just taking all the money that people tip you and just giving it out so they can eat.
Just buy me water.
Dog. Middle of summer with your big ass.
100%. I don't know why I did it either. It just felt like I got this time, and I got better at the guitar as I was out there playing on the street. And then, you make one person, 2 people stop, and then you play the right song. Then you might catch you're Don Lewis. Oh, I got you already on my TikTok. Lets you know that your work hasn't been in vain. It is spreading out further than what your reach thought it was, because you were a little upset because you were hanging out in Sweetwater only. You're like, am I even impacting anybody? Am I doing anything? Do people, like, give a fuck?
Yeah. And I mean, other musicians doing the same thing that might have been hating on you at the time. They wasn't out there for free in the middle of Deep Ellum busking.
I want to be with
In the middle of summer? No, they wasn't, though. The ones that was hating on you like
yeah.
that. They wasn't doing that, and they mad at you because you doing good.
because they think I'm doing it for the reward of, I didn't call that news station. R.I.P. to Daryl Demon and his father, who came to show love. He actually called him and said, there's this guy who just shows up. He's been doing this for the last few months, just been giving his cash away playing on the street, and you should do a story on him. He was my friend, yeah, but he called that story in, and I went with it because I'm not going to turn down free publicity. It's in the Bible. You don't brag about how good you are. You let other people brag about how nice and sweet you are, and it was right on time.
Yep. Then you out there sweating your ass all middle of
Yeah,
summer
I
and the
was
camera
like,
shows up.
Had that sports gloss on me that night for sure. Damn Red Diamond strong.
So let's talk.
Question real quick.
What you got?
Based on you said they brought up the hip hop stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it made me start to think about something. So in your early days, so for me, instance, like when I started out 8 years ago, I thought I had to do something a certain way, right? Be the traditional, cowboy country guys. Guys are friends of mine, Randall and all those guys, and Cody and all those guys. But for me, I didn't really find myself until later on. And do you feel like hip hop was like you started it out, but country was really like you were trying to do hip hop because you thought you had to do that? And
Absolutely.
And country was more you?
Absolutely. And I started thinking about being from Cumbia on a 12-acre farm. Is like hip hop really shouldn't have been my first lane to get into, but the reason I even got into music period was because I was upset with what hip hop was making at the time. As I said, it was hypersexualized. It was putting women down. It was misogynistic. And I have my songs that are in between that line of floating, but my wordplay is so I float. It is what it is. And then I learned how to play the guitar, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, bro, I'm from a 12-acre farm in Cumbia, Texas. I should be making country music, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate from it because, unfortunately, boys, we're from East Texas, and if your brown skin is as pretty as what it is, certain people don't want to get behind it until they get to have this conversation with you, and you wisen them up because that's what the good Lord does. And I think that's why I've been put on this earth is to make people realize, like, hey, he just like you. He just like, and I could be your brother. I could show up to your family's household and play the guitar for you, and then go throw burgers and chicken on the grill, and make it seasoned. It is what it is. For you, you said you were trying to fit into certain parts of it because you felt like you had to do that, but I've seen your music get more
Evolve.
Yeah, really, exactly. To you, it's become more you. Not yeah, we have, and you should, because we're not trying to be Randall King. I'm not trying to be this and that. I want my sound, and when you turn on the radio, I'm like, oh, that's Don, huh? And you just turn away. It's like, but you knew one of the first 3 notes. It was like, that's Don Lewis's voice.
What's like crazy is Brandon, obviously Brandon's playing bass with me these days, and we just took on a 2-year show hiatus, full band for the first time in 2 years, and I remember the sound guy, when we were done, our whole sound was so full, and he was like, man, I love y'all's mix, and even Brandon's like, man, our band objectively is just killing it right here. And
you love the growth. It's all on his time. It sucks that you had to go through so much shit for 8 years to eventually find what you were hopeful. I hope you're finding what you're looking for now.
No, he's writing bangers.
I know. Dakota, a songwriter out his ass.
I've liked Dakota songs for a while, but this new direction he going, boy.
I think in that 2-year time period, and I think this is a testament too, because, like you said earlier with God, once you start to do something you're supposed to do, it's funny how things just start to happen. And for me, during that 2 years where I took the break from the band and trying to discover like really who I am as an artist, even because I'd been doing it and had success and things were starting to go upwards really there for a few years, but it just didn't feel like genuine. And then when I came back from Nashville, moved back and met a bunch of new friends.
It's a hard place, man, to make it.
It is, but I felt like, for me, I found something different when I came back. I rediscovered me. And so my sounds changed. And then when I got on that stage the other day, it wasn't about being like, oh, let me impress the people. I just was like, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do in this show. And the amount of people that came up to me and Brandon after that show, I mean, I had a guy from 2018 who heard one of my old trash. I mean, that song was bad. And
I feel you.
I probably should have took it down, but he came
The one they polka dance to in France, or
then it was rearranged. It was terrible. It was before Take My Ring.
I got you.
And he was like, man, but I've seen you grow, and man, you guys were incredible tonight. And so I think it's a testament to God, and you push it out so many ways. I think he put you, once you finally went down that road, you've seen it blossom, probably way bigger than the days that you were doing hip hop.
No, way further. That and the country scene just supports so much more. And I don't think nobody got in this originally was like, I'm already the best thing ever since sliced bread. If you came in that with an attitude or mentality, man, that's super unhumble of you. And we all have to grow into it. And I had to, too. I've had to walk in a room and learn how to be quiet when I was sitting in front of the heavy hitters out there in Nashville, as you've been around. And the worst part about it was not that I couldn't write rap songs. I was still learning how to do the country scene, but they treated me like my word was invalid. And I'm not going to bring names up because I don't do that. We don't belittle or shit on nobody. But I remember sitting in a room with people writing a song about a certain title, and I would literally verbatim give phrases or words, and he'd walk around. What if we, and then say the exact same motherfucking thing that I did. So, but I've gotten better, and it's made me more humble with it. It's made my sound grow, and I can do traditional, I can kill traditional country, steel guitar, it is what it is, but I still want to have Don Lewis on it. I need to be, and when I do my traditional sound, it's me, but I want you to hear, like when I played When I'm Gone earlier, I don't know what kind of country that is. I've never heard of that kind of song before, in my opinion. I've listened to a lot of music. I went from the Garth Brooks to the Toby Keiths to the Alan Jacksons, and they were all great for their things. And when you hear either one of those artists come on, you straight up know that's Toby Keith. That's, Who's That Man? That's Garth Brooks. That's, Thunder Rolls. That's Alan Jackson. That's Good Time. Those songs. I want that sound. I want to have something that you can't deny what you hear when it comes on at the 100%. Exactly, and that's what I'm shooting for right now. And I've seen us all grow and get, even when Matt Inslee comes on, when I heard Voodoo Child, I was like, I can't sound like that. And I'm not mad about it. That's Matt Inslee, and he sounds like fucking
boy, smooth on Voodoo.
Smooth,
Man, I
baby.
appreciate that, man.
Like Vaseline, baby. Just come out there and make everything a little nicer getting into it.
Hey, I got some new stuff, man. Got some new stuff on the
I'm
way.
ready for
cooking.
it,
On the
man.
way.
What I appreciate about the way that you do the new sound that you're doing is you keep. I know with your outspoken ass, you're in the studio and they're like, let's cut this out. You're like, no, I like that, and you keeping your part of the soul into it, right?
Yeah,
To make you sound different from the rest of the
y'all hear
crowd.
Better on the Beach? Has anyone heard that song? That's my
Yes.
first country song that I ever released. And
I remember it.
Then we made Neon You. But I remember cutting it in the studio, and oh boy, Mr. Chad Sellers, R.I.P., he's my best friend. I used to have dad walks with him, go fishing with him when he let me stay at his house. Ended up going to a vegetative state, and we wrote some great songs together. That song hurt me so much because I wanted to put my soul into it. When I was singing that song, it was very staccato. It was better on a beach, salty southern breeze. And I don't hate that kind of music, but it feels like you're trying to make me whoever else is already out right there. And then we got to Neon You, and he let me sing it how I wanted to sing it.
Sir.
And he loved it. It was the biggest song that he's ever had as an artist. You know, I was his first artist that came in and gave him his first 1 million views. He had 15 other people before he passed away. I was on his wall. I had my own wall in his house. I loved making that man proud, but he finally gave me a chance. So I got it. This soul that I have, bro, I'm literally, you know, a black and a white man. It is what it is. So, like, I've always had hate on both sides of it, and I had to get big. And the only reason why I got so big and strong and I trained so hard is because it's either be a pussy and get beat up, or, you know, you get strong enough so people realize the suffering this guy went through. Eventually, I have to respect what he's putting in at the time. And I've done it.
How the hell you so well spoken? We just don't even know what the hell we're gonna
I
ask
can go
next.
to church every time me and Don hang out. Every time.
That whole thing was so well spoken. I was feeling I completely forgot what I was gonna ask.
That's fine, man. That's good. Hey, look, I'm not
Every time we hang out, damn it,
the
let's have good
my
conversations.
prayer life be real. I don't like. I want to talk to y'all. I don't like bringing up. Oh, pussy, that man. Oh, like getting laid. Oh, like drinking. I have 19, 23-year-olds come up to me. Oh, Don, I bet you just be slaying. I'm sitting there thinking, it's like, bro, I'm over here.
Working.
I'm going to see my son enough. I'm on the road all the time. I'm trying to make sure my baby mama taken care of, so she don't think that I'm just skipping out on being a good dad. I'm over here trying to make sure my mama's farm gets paid for, and when I can finally go take care of my granny and cut down some extra laws and stuff, I can go do that work. This is not about me. This is about, I know I have the gift. The gift is generational curse breaker. And if I don't stay on my P's and Q's, my pints and quarts, then I'm missing out. And God will not let me do that, because I told him, don't you ever let me fail, because I'm never going to get too unhumble. And when I started doing that, I just walk in the room and start talking to him because I'm confident. I lean on it. We be like your daddy. 100%. Pops, go ahead and just start speaking for me. Go ahead. You just take over. I'm just going to sit here and sip this tea. And look where I've been at, bro. I got on the news, Channel 2 News Houston. Like I said, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning,
How are you
America.
doing? I'm Don Lewis, and I'm about to be the next Elvis of country music. I'm about to be the next Michael Jackson of country music. No allegations unless the people come at me, but I'll let you know right now, they're all fake. They're all lies. Fake news, as Trump would say, because I'm such a kind man. I don't have to try to impose, take over, do nothing, because I know myself and I love myself. If you see anything Epstein Island kind of stuff, they're trying. If you see anything Tate industry kind of sense, it's all fake, because they're going to try to kill me, because the word that I've been pushing, bro, is the Lord. And then you got these people out here and these artists who want to make money. I'm not here to just make money, but I'm going to make money because wealth isn't a bad tool to have, but I'm going to spread wealth like crazy. I'm going to break bread so good, bro. I'm going to break bread so good other people going to feel my blessings, and they going to bless other people, and we're going to keep that whole cycle going.
Well, thanks to that whole thing, the FBI is going to be watching this podcast.
100%. They going to hate me.
So the allegations, all you got to do is say allegedly. That's our
You
cheat
ever
code.
thought about, like, why hasn't the richest people in the world come through and made homelessness not a thing? There has to be a class of separation, right? There's no way that X amount of billionaires exist and we don't have certain housing and living that hasn't just fixed everything. So if I ever do get jailed, it's because I was helping too much. If I ever do get quote unquote allegations sent against me, it's because I was doing too much and I didn't bend the knee. So I'm just gonna have to lean on the Father. That's why I do these podcasts and I do these things. They're gonna get me. They're gonna
All I
love to
know,
hate me.
all I know is as you grow, if you ever come hang out with us and you acted completely different, I know you done just gave in. You a
Nah,
lizard.
you're
You a lizard
sad.
people now.
Never. I don't have, like I said, you're not gonna give me shit and tell me it's flowers, but like, don't, we'll just go with it. Nah,
I know.
absolutely not.
I know.
Absolutely not.
But if you get big enough to find out anything about that, please let me know because I'm so curious.
I'm
All the
close,
conspiracy
bro.
theories been whipping my ass lately.
I'm close. And then the people that are already in the room with like the jelly rolls and all those people have told me, it's like, bro, the scene's, it's not what you think it is. I'm like, oh, fuck.
About to find out what's
I'm
going
about to
on.
fuck around and find out, exactly. And they be like, well, Don, don't you want to do that? Nah, I'm good. I'm real good on my side. I'm already blessed. I got my friends back home in Texas, so I love going back home too when I'm out there in Nashville. The only thing I can say from the traveling that I've got to notice, I'm so appreciative that universally I am impressing everybody else outside of her. When I went to California, I got to stand there in front of Ghazi, which is the owner of Empire Records, and the owner, like I say, he's top floor. That's
intimidating.
He came downstairs and sat in the room with me and started moving his hands. I was like, thank God.
He likes it. He likes it.
He's not gonna let me go for another artist. Like
That's
we're
amazing,
we're literally
bro.
impressing, like the
amazing.
world, bro.
Yeah.
I love coming home to East Texas, but when you go from Cali back to Nashville, like I said, I got New York the same day as Nashville, and the same people are gonna be nodding their head. I'm like, hey, bro, I should be proud of myself. This is good. This is good music, and a lot of people have from closer have tried to tell me I'm full of myself or this and that. But why would you try to put another man down who's just trying to make it, not be better than you, but you can't give me no shine? I can't have no love. And all I did was rub your back and tell you how handsome you are the whole time.
In case y'all watch this, y'all all right now, we all cool again. Everything's fine. I didn't even know that was a diss track when I listened to it.
It's a good diss track. It's a diss track with love.
I still listen to it every
Love it.
Kill McConaughey. Kill him.
Obviously, you're still living out here, in East Texas with us.
To Nash.
And obviously, I lived in Nashville for a while, and you're traveling a lot. Do you ever see yourself, if your career makes you move there, or were you always going to want to stay here?
I'm going to have a house in East Texas forever, just because I can never get over where I came from. I didn't have to come back the first time, but I see so many people that leave their hometowns and then go to L.A. or they go to Nashville. And I was like, I wanted to prove for the black kid who's struggling and going through his things that, hey, bro, you can make it in this. Yeah. I didn't say out of. You can make it. You can thrive in this situation that you have going on. You will have to leave. You will have to travel. You will have to spread your name, and your name will be, hopefully, if you give it back to God, it'll be like what you're putting on at the time. But I'll have apartments all over the place. I don't want to have to pay property taxes for everything.
Yeah, you can't leave this area. You just gotta come hang out with the homies every now and then.
You need the homies, bro. I appreciate, bro. Y'all's vibe is so much better than I have so many yes men now coming around me, and they are the worst thing I think is when people tell me the kind of deal they have. This shit sucked the other day. A dude told me he had a $10 million record deal, and then he was in a group chat with me and my boy, and he was asking for cash, and I sent it. I was like, you don't have to lie to me about your situation, and because like I said, we're all trying to make it, but don't try to feed me shit because you'll get a lot closer to me and I'll trust you a lot more, but I'm still gonna show love to you. I feel when I walk into a room of certain people like this, when I hang out with Matt Insland, when I go see Mr. Zach Romo, who defended me in between situations of, people trying to shit on my name and they saw my real character, like this is where I needed to stay because y'all keep my spirit lit. And I can go all over the world and my spirit is lit because I remember where the fuck I came from and I'll never forget where I came from.
Yeah,
So
bro.
I put on for my city.
I always got to go back to home base,
Gotta
man.
go home, man. Gotta go see home every now and then. Home's not bad.
I think I can speak for everybody. Like, we value your friendship as a friendship. Obviously, most of us are musicians, and we've gone back years and have different careers. But I think there's a lot of people, you might have in your life, musicians that they're friends with you for, a purpose, a reason. I've got music friends like that too. But I think I speak for all of us in here. Like, shit, we just sit by the fucking lake and play guitar and write damn music at 4 a.m. together, and there's not a...
I know you'll make me play when I'm drunk because I'll be singing.
You be killing it, man. They're not, and I don't think people are wrong. Like, once you get the shit that you've been working for, you want to hang around successful people. I want to be the 5th millionaire in the room. I want to hang around with 6 other millionaires and get there. And it's not wrong to see other people's things that look shiny and enamorous and want to emulate and, replicate what they already have around you. But don't just go in there and not treat those people like they're people. Go in there and be like, hey, I respect what you do. I want to get to what you have, and I'm not jealous about it in no kind of way because I know my gift is just as shiny and valuable. But I need more people around you to realize this is what a millionaire acts like.
Well, what I learned a long time ago, and I think this is something you'll preach as well, is when you're truly focused on something and you're truly grinding for something, whether it's music or business or whatever it is, and your mind's truly focused on it, it's almost impossible for you to hate because your mind is so focused on the success that you don't envy other people. You stay in your lane, and I think the people that do envy and don't stay in the lane is because they haven't found something that's pushing them to the same direction.
We brought that up earlier, the consumer and the creative, right? Any man who's trying to make something happen for themselves ain't gonna hate because they realize how hard it is to start a business from scratch. Exactly. There's the 5 levels of despair. There's that I'm gonna start something. Oh shit, this is hard. Oh shit, I can't do this. And a lot of people get right here. The people who have gotten any kind of love, you're about to go to Oklahoma and play. You know what I mean? That's that. This is hard, but I see the light, and the light's right there. And then the next part is, oh, I've made it. And you only go back and forth because once you get past that part of the hump is all the way at the bottom. It is what it is.
Yep.
But you don't need people to feed your shit, tell you sugar.
With that whole conversation y'all were just having back and forth about like hard work and shit like that and being around the right people, there's that one quote that's like, if you're the hardest worker, if you're the most successful person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Yeah.
I don't want to be. I like being.
Dude, and that goes for, you've got multiple businesses. You do the music thing full time, killing it. Martin owns his own business. That motherfucker's the best painter I fucking know. You work your ass off on
Right.
shit.
Work my fucking
All of us
ass
trying
off.
to make it, man.
Brandon's a big old band whore. He grinding to make it too. And then you got, me and Josh, we just do what we do.
In
Not me.
subjective levels of making it, right?
Yeah, but if you're the most successful person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And everybody in here is inspired at least one of us to do better when it comes to
So
anything.
if you have somebody you admire and want to try to get to, the best thing that I can say that I've read is don't try to outshine the master.
Yeah.
And the master might be when I walk into that guy's house who's the millionaire and there's a bunch of people at his house, I don't go bust out my guitar and try to outflex on him in any kind of way. If anything, I do background harms.
Right.
And just
Yeah.
like, you're great. I don't suck his dick. I'm like, bro, you're great. You do these things. You deserve this shine. And then he sees it, it's like, you know what? Why is he always so kind when he comes around? It's not that he can't. Martin Antonio can't go ahead and throw down left on a limb and make him sound real hot, but this man is gonna give you more blessings because he's like, oh, he ain't trying to be a yes man. He's trying to be a brother. I need more brothers around me. I need more people, disciples of faith around me that are also seeing what I'm trying to work for and put other people around me on. And we've done it. It is a blessing. It's a blessing. Nothing but it. Fuck these burdens that come my way. I'll overcome them every time.
Oh, I mean, with hard work and shit, like not being the most successful person in the room. When you first started music, you've already said you've taken little influences from homies that have been homies to you that play music. You're like, oh, I like the way you did that. We'll try to do something like it. Take everything from everybody that's be the least successful person in the room and just grow and work your ass off like you always have.
Everybody got gifts. All I say, last thing on True Tall Tales of Whiskey, I got this new album coming out. I think it's going to be one of the biggest albums there is. If you haven't got to hear me yet, my sound is undeniably smooth like peanut butter. Go ahead and show love to it. Keep on keeping on. Stay blessed and highly favored. And I hope to see you out there at the Silver Saloon. If I don't see you at Silver Saloon, I hope to see you in Tennessee. If I don't see you in Tennessee, go ahead and turn your TV on when I'm on Good Morning America. And I'll see you out there. So you can hate all you want, but you're going to have to see my bitch ass.
We said earlier we already watched that and it was bad. We said earlier we already watched the Good Morning America thing and it was badass.
You already watched Good Morning America. But I can have that quote in there too, so we got an hour-long worth of footage.
Going back in time during the interview and shit. Yeah, no, you just did a better outro than I could have ever fucking done. You're just gonna take my
I
job
was
over
made
here.
for radio, man.
I was planning my outro in my head and you just said all that cool ass shit and now I can't say it.
And go jam, True Tall Tales of Whiskey.
My
Bad,
dog.
hard-working motherfuckers get in the room to talk about life.
All right, he did a badass intro, so I'm gonna say it's my part. D, we can't wait to see what you got coming up. It's exciting.
God is good all the time, man.
Looking forward to it. Good Morning America was badass. So was your show with Zach Romo, because I don't know when we're going to get this episode out. But my dog. And thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Truth, Tall Tales, and Whiskey.